Right now at 6 a.m., final goodbyes. The funeral being held today for a Fowler police sergeant.
Growing tensions over Ukraine, NATO warns Russia is still building up troops, but the Kremlin says otherwise.
And there's a warm weekend ahead before another dramatic drop in temperatures when the cooler air will settle in, plus the chance for rain and snow.
Taking action together. This is Central California's #1 news. ABC30 Action News, AM Live.
Good morning to those of you joining us at this hour. I'm Jackie Avila.
And I'm Vanessa Vasconcelos. We are live on ABC30 Hulu Live and wherever you stream. Here's a live look outside. This is from our North Fresno sky cam. Look at that cloud cover this morning. Jackie, it looks like something out of Toy Story this morning, huh?
Yes, definitely very puffy clouds out there, and meteorologist Madeline Evans has been monitoring those cloud conditions this morning and more on what you can expect.
Absolutely. It is a beautiful day after we've seen some much needed rain and snow out there. We're seeing some snowfall for those higher elevations right now, but the valley has dried out. That's why we're seeing those nice puffy clouds out there. Huntington Lake and Shaver Lake seeing a little bit of snowfall still this morning. Three Rivers and Springville still seeing a little bit of snow there. Over towards the south, we've been keeping a close eye on the Grapevine. We're still seeing snowfall over to Hatchby and Fraser Parks. You want to be aware of that before you travel south. Temperatures right now, we're in the 40s across the valley. We'll make it into the upper 40s by the noon hours. Clearing skies throughout the day. By 4 o'clock, we'll reach a high of 52. Not expecting any more rain for the valley, but that snow will continue over the higher elevations. All of that full AccuWeather forecast in just a bit, but guys, I'll pass it back to you.
Maddie, thank you. Developing now in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Russia has responded to President Biden's warnings by saying it has pulled forces back from Ukraine's border. But as ABC's Ike Ajachi reports, the U.S. claims new images suggest the opposite.
This morning, the Russian military releasing these videos claiming its forces are withdrawing from Ukraine's border. But new satellite images from private security firm Maxar shows Russia's continued military buildup near Ukraine. The White House estimating as many as 7,000 additional troops have been added. The UK's top military intelligence officer says additional armored vehicles, helicopters, and a field hospital are moving toward Ukraine's borders. Those sources also say combat medical units have been moved into forward positions. Military experts claim social media, better internet service, and satellites make Russia's attempt at the element of surprise more difficult.
A man is in police custody and facing charges for attacking a 77-year-old Fresno street vendor and his family on Valentine's Day. You've likely seen the cell phone video showing the assault on Monday. A man identified by police as 21-year-old Martin Chavez tried stealing 2 Valentine's gifts from the family of vendors. When they tried to stop him, he became violent. That's when 16-year-old Camelia Hernandez got out her phone and started recording the man attacking her family. The suspect got away before police arrived. The video, however, was viewed and shared thousands of times, and several people recognized the suspect.
There were multiple calls. They called not only to our tip line, our Crime Stoppers line, but also through social media.
Fresno police tracked down Chavez yesterday morning and arrested him. They say he confessed to the crime. The man was also on parole for assault with a deadly weapon. Fresno police encourage any vendor who is robbed or assaulted to call 911 and report it. A mother who says her son has been bullied and abused for months called on Clovis Unified leaders to take action. Holly Hayes spoke out during last night's school board meeting. We brought you her story in an Action News exclusive last week. Hayes says her son, Jaden, has been bullied for months at Kastner Intermediate School. The kids taunted and assaulted Jaden at a grocery store near the campus. A rally in support of Jaden and against bullies took place outside the school last week. Last night, Hayes called on district leaders to step up to issues like this.
This is not an isolated issue with my son. The bullying in this district is very serious. These children need our help. I'm asking that we band together as parents, teachers, board members, administrators, and most of all, human beings, and start putting the children first.
Clovis Unified officials say they're investigating the attack on Hayes' son and other incidents and handling student discipline internally.
A Farmersville man will be sentenced next month after being found guilty of killing his roommate in 2018. Sentencing is set for March 29th for 28-year-old Alexander Shin. Jurors convicted him for 1 count of first-degree murder. Shin used a metal bar to kill 25-year-old Brian Garza, who was asleep on the couch. Shin hid the body in an orchard. After Garza's body was found, Shin turned himself into police and admitted to the killing. He faces life in prison.
The Madera County Health Department is still working to boost COVID-19 vaccination numbers. The county is now offering a $75 gift card to those who get their first dose of the vaccine by the end of the month. Officials encourage anyone who has not been vaccinated to come in. Gift cards will be handed out on a first-come, first-served basis and will be given per person, not per household.
Highly encouraging for families, to come in and get their children vaccinated and themselves, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. You can buy school supplies. Easter's coming up, so this is a great incentive for Easter baskets. So we're trying to make it a family event.
So far, only 58% of the county has received at least one dose of the vaccine. If you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, there's help out there to cover funeral costs. New data suggests that federal funding isn't being used. Families could be eligible for up to $9,000 in funeral costs through FEMA. They must provide a funeral home contract and other documentation showing they incurred COVID-related funeral expenses. California has had more than 36,000 applications, and FEMA has awarded almost 25,000 families over $161 million. The funds are averaging $6,400, but with the death toll over 80,000 in the state, just 31% of impacted families have received help.
2 new cannabis dispensaries are one step closer to opening in Fresno. Authentic 559 on Ashland and Highway 99 and Beyond Rooted on Fulton and Beaumont both got preliminary approval in December. City Council members granted full approval after hearing the new presentations yesterday. Another dispensary, High Speed Healing, did not get approval. Councilmember Miguel Arias voted against that business, saying he took issue with its location. High Speed Healing was set to be built across the street from a new $40 million housing project. Councilmember Gary Bredefeld was the only one to vote in support of this business. He said the owners have done everything they were asked.
And while I'm not a supporter of this industry, I'm troubled that we have people who go through all the process, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, spend all the money, do all the work, and then unilaterally, one can just say, well, I'm not comfortable.
The next step for approved cannabis businesses is to submit for a conditional use permit. So far, only 11 of 26 approved businesses have submitted theirs, and the city has only approved one. The first cannabis business in Fresno could open this spring.
Action News time is 9:18. There is more activity at night this week near Fresno's main airport. The training the 144th Fighter Wing is conducting. Plus, when you'll need to start making a reservation again to visit Yosemite National Park.